Hi everybody, my name is Luis Vargas and in this occasion I'm gonna show you how to create a routing application using Angular 2 Dart. To begin with, I'm just gonna continue with the previous tutorial that I made, where I finished in the previous tutorial. And as you can see, I have a small application which has my hero details component, my hero list component, and also app component, and hero class, and hero smoke, and also hero service. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna create our objective is gonna be to create something similar to what Angular has. What happens here? To this one. This component sorry, this application basically it's a component that whenever you click here, it goes to a different view, and this view is my heroes view. And when you click here, it's gonna show you another view, a small view, and this view details. And this view details shows you the details of the component of the hero, sorry, which is the hero detail. Also, this dashboard is another view, and you can go to the hero details from this view also. You can also go back, and also from here you can go back to the hero list and select the hero. So our objective is gonna do to create something similar to this one. Okay, so to create this, what I need to do first is I'm just gonna follow the routing this tutorial, or part of this tutorial. This is basically the tutorial that's gonna show in Angular.io. You can go, I think, to Angular.io. Sorry, it's not this. Angular.io, and in this you can find this tutorial. Right now this tutorial is not in the documentation for Dart. You can only find it for TypeScript. If you can follow for TypeScript, you can find it into Angular.io. Most likely this week or next week they are gonna add it, but for the moment you should follow this one. Right now I'm running this in my local host, so I have modified this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload this to a Heroku application so that you can use it. Right now I'm not sure of that because I don't think it should be a good idea. But if you think it's gonna be a good idea, just leave me a comment. Okay, continue with this. I'm just gonna create a new component. Right now what we have is that the app components, this one, I'm gonna close this one also, and this one also. So the app component, it's gonna be the router component, and I don't need anything of this but the title. I don't need this either. And also in the app component.html, which is this one, I'm just gonna remove those two to show what I have to see. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is just run this. Oh, T04, why T04? Oh yeah, I know why. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna pause this because this is caused because a previous. Okay, the previous error was caused because a previous because I have the previous code from the previous tutorial. So I just need to run this, and it's gonna show me this. And right now it doesn't show anything. Why? Okay, let's see why. It says that the ONG init is not okay. I forget to remove most likely the app component.dart, the onInit method. Yes, the implements onInit. Okay, enable that support. Okay, let's run it again. And here we go, we have the row of heroes title, which is okay. Let's refresh. I don't know why it doesn't work now. I don't know if it's an error into the configuration or something. 6.3 Dartion URL remotes. Everything looks okay. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. So by the moment, what I'm just gonna do is let's see something. What about if I just do localhost 8080? It doesn't go. I'm not sure why. Okay, I think we also need to remove these two directives from here because we're not gonna need them here. So right now, let's see what else we need. So what else do we need? We need to okay. So the directive that we really need is not this one. We don't need those three imports also. So what directive we need? We need the directive router. We need the router directives. Router directives. Gray field. So we cannot import it just like this. We need to import the Angular route and router. And then we can have the router directives, and you can see this basically the router outlet and the router link. So we're gonna use those two directives. We're gonna use it in the template, in app component template. So we need to open the app component HTML. So what I'm gonna do is just add the heroes directive right now to go to the heroes list, and then from here let me see, I'm just gonna add also an app, sorry. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we right now just have an app and a link. So what we need to do now, what we need is just add run it again, stop and rerun, and it doesn't work now. Okay, so I don't know what's exactly happening, and something interesting from now is that we shouldn't use anymore those two buttons. We should run it from the command line. I don't know why right now. I'm gonna ask that later. If I found the answer, I'm gonna put it into a comment or something. Put serve. So right now it's running the percep into localhost 8080. Running again. I can go to localhost 8080 and it's gonna show me error. Heroes. But there is an error because I need also the title. So let's see what's the error. What's the error? It says that the router link we don't have any provider for router link. So we also need to add a provider into the app component. So here we need to add a new provider, router providers. Let's refresh. What error do we have now? Oh, it's too long. router link location strategy. Okay, no base href. So what happens here in the index HTML, we haven't put an what's the name, and base ref. So to add that, we only need to, sorry, I'm gonna close this one. We need to add one tag to the index.html. So let's go to index.html and add the base href. Okay, then refresh again to see if that solved the error. It doesn't. Okay, so what it says is that app component doesn't have a route config. So that's the next step, add a new route config. So what we need to do is just do add route config, this one. And also we need a list of, so viewing the documentation, doing Ctrl Q to show the documentation, and you see that it shows it needs a list of route definitions. Let's go to the source code. So it's here, the route definition, but so this one, all this route definition has this definition, and we need, it says that we need this, something like this, new route component. But this is not completely okay because this documentation is for TypeScript, not for Dart. So, but it's similar to this one. So we're gonna see the difference right now. So let's add a new one. So first of all, in Dart, an annotation is a constant. If you go to any annotation, you see that it's a constant. And a constant doesn't accept any variable in its what's the name, in its construction, and it doesn't accept any variable. So we cannot use new, we need to use const, and also we need to use const here. This is a lot of verbose using const every time. I think there is a request for eliminating this const, but by the moment we're gonna continue using it. And also we need, as you can see right now, I also removed the curly brackets that was before, and the path that we are gonna need is gonna be heroes, I think. Let me check. Yes, it's gonna be heroes, and the component that we're gonna use is heroes components, and in fact it's called my heroes, my hero list, I think. That's the name, my hero list without the S, the plural. Import library. Okay, so this creates and the name is gonna be also heroes. So we need those three parameters: the name, the component that's gonna be routed, and the path. Okay, it can be in different order, it doesn't matter the order. What it matters is the name of the parameters. Okay, so let's refresh this. And now we have heroes, and let's see what happens when I click heroes. And when I click heroes, it changed the URL to heroes, and also it should shows me the heroes component. Where do I see that? So going here, body, and my app doesn't shows me. Okay, it doesn't shows me anything because I haven't added router outlet. So I need to add the router outlet. Router outlet is basically the component that's gonna be rendered, that's gonna render the views. It's gonna choose the views independence of the URL. So let's come back. So here I need to add in the add component.html, I need to add the router outlet. And now we have a router outlet. Now refreshing again. If I refresh right now, it's gonna show me this because pub server doesn't redirect me to the index.html. So I need to go back to localhost. So in here, when I click heroes, now it shows me the heroes component. But what happens here? Why it doesn't show the list of components? It is because it doesn't have any components. It's null. That's why it doesn't show anyone. And why it's null? If we go back to the heroes component, hero list component, you should remember that I removed the hero service from here and I put it into the hero, into the app component. So right now I'm just gonna put it again here. So I'm gonna say my hero, I'm just gonna create a constructor, and inside this constructor I need to inject the hero service. So my hero service, what is the name? Heroes. Okay. And this hero service should be injected into this constructor using this my hero service, and here we just injected. So the selected hero, the heroes, is gonna be equal to, we're gonna remove this one and we're gonna say that heroes gonna be equal to, oh no, sorry, this one was okay. So this, let me see, yeah, I need to implement the on init and also add the create the missing override. So here I'm just gonna say heroes equal to this to be async, and here I need to call it await my hero service. Let's see, this hero service I think is not okay, this is not asynchronous. Let's not use asynchronous by the moment. To see if it's get all. Okay, so right now this is the correct configuration. Let's see if it works. Save it and refresh. Now when I go to hero, it shows me the list, and this is okay. Most of the time these services are not synchronous, are asynchronous. So we need to add something like this, async, and also we need to put it inside an await method. When the component is async. However, this get all is not asynchronous. And to make it asynchronous, we need to do two things. The first thing is change the return value, which is gonna be future. Async, and also return a list of heroes. And you can see this is an error here. So the easiest way to correct this error is to just to put async here. And the code basically haven't changed any too much. Just like this, we just made it asynchronous. Let's see if it works. If I refresh, it's not gonna work right after. So I need to do this. Go to heroes and see. Now it shows me the heroes. So Most of the time, as I told you, asynchronous, everything is asynchronous. Not everything. The calls of services are asynchronous because most of the time they call to a server, and server call is asynchronous. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to choose also a little my service. Let's see, what else do we need to do? We need to create a dashboard. So for doing a dashboard, I'm gonna add a new tab. In the previous video we used ng2 gen. Before doing that, I'm just gonna go to the lib folder, and in there I'm just gonna ng2 gen, and I'm gonna say dashboard. I'm gonna create a my dashboard. This is gonna be my component. Oh, not found. Oh, I haven't added the export. I need to add the put catch, so I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, so I just added. So what I need to do is just do ng2 gen help, and what I need is this component feature. So to add a new component, I just need to do ng2 gen component, and then I'm just gonna call it my dashboard, and it creates a new component for me. It creates basically two files. So in this file, what I need, and these two files, right? So in this file, what I need to add right now is the dashboard logic and also the dashboard template. So to make it work, I'm just gonna add a new the logic to dashboard. So I need to do two things. I need to inject the hero service and the router, and also I need the heroes list. And those two, I'm just gonna alt enter and import the library. Alt enter, import. It's not hero service, sorry, it's my hero service. Import library. Let's call it like, let's leave it like that, hero service. So what is the error now? Oh, the name here. Okay, so right now I'm just injected those two, but I also need the list of heroes, and I also need the implement the on init. And here create the missing override. And in here, what I need to do is just call again the heroes. Get all heroes. So those heroes, I didn't import this library. And in here, I just need to say heroes equal to await. This need to be a sync. Await hero service, my hero service dot get all, and from here I'm just gonna say get range 1 to 5, and this one is just gonna show the list of heroes, the 5 element of the list. Okay, something else that I need to do is before continue is adding a small template. So where's gonna have that template? So basically a title and the list of heroes, the 5 heroes. So So let's add it here in the HTML code. Remove div and remove this. So heroes of heroes, module hero, blah blah blah, and go detail. Okay. So let's see, and also I need to add something else before continuing. I need to add the road here. So I need to copy this road from here. Oops. And instead here is gonna be dashboard. And the component is gonna be my dashboard. And the name is gonna be dashboard. So let's see what happens. Also, we need to add the row to the HTML. So copy this one. And this one's gonna be dashboard. And this one is gonna be also dashboard. So basically this router link, what it does is just add an activate to the activate router or something. It's a class that it adds every time that the URL changes. So save this one and refresh here. So let's inspect this one. So as you can see, these heroes, when I click in the heroes, it should be activated. You see the class changed, class router link active, sorry. So whenever that happens, whenever the URL change, the route activates gonna change independence of the link. So let's see the console. We have an error whenever we click here because we haven't implemented the onClick the go to detail method. So that's the next step, implementing that method. So to implement that method, I just need to add 3 lines. Let's add those 3 lines. Let's go to dashboard dart and let's add the go to detail implementation. So what we do here is create an array with two elements. The first element is gonna be the hero detail, the name of hero detail, and the second element is gonna be a map containing the ID of the parameter that we are gonna pass. And also, before doing anything like this, and later of this is gonna call the navigate method and send the link that we previously create. But we also need to create this router in the app component.dart. So to create that router, we just need to copy this one also again and comma here, and instead of dashboard it's gonna be detail, and it's gonna be a colon ID. So this is gonna be the parameter that will match, and it's gonna be the same parameter as it's here. And then the name is gonna be hero detail. That's the name, right? Yes. And the name in my dashboard is hero detail also. It will match. And also we need to create we don't need to create the hero detail because we already have it. My hero detail. What is his name? Hero details. I have a horrible names. Okay, so whenever the URL changes to this one, the router outlet is gonna show the hero details. So let's see if it works. So dashboard and click and it shows the hero details. And let's go to the inspect element. Let's make this a little bit smoother. And as you can see, the router outlet shows the my hero details. That's correct. So I'm gonna change those two from position, from the position, and I'm just gonna put this up top. And also something that we should need to is to create a default one, so that it navigates directly to this one. So this one is gonna be default. So default, I think, uses default. True. Why it log? I should change the code. So having this in a multi-line is kind of better. It's up to you if you leave it in one line. Okay. So far so good. And then something happens in here in the hero details, is that it doesn't show any hero because it doesn't have any hero. It is null. In here, if you go to the hero details, if it's null, it doesn't show the select hero. So to make it not null, what we're gonna do is just inject the hero service, the my hero service, and also we're gonna we're gonna get the heroes from the service. Okay, what is that service? So hero detail component.dart. So here I just need to inject those two parameters. My hero details. I need to inject those two, row params and hero service. And hero service and row params is gonna be two attributes. I need to import this one. It's my hero service. Import library. And this one is gonna be the row params. Not to import the library. Finally, what I need to do is that on init I need to get the hero, get the selected hero from this hero service. Okay, so let's implement it and let's override. So selected hero is gonna be equal to, let's make this asynchronous, and let's do an await get selected hero service get all. Instead of get all, I'm gonna say get by ID, and then I'm gonna pass the ID. I'm just gonna close this, and the ID should come from, it's gonna be equal to the row params. I'm also gonna get the ID. However, this ID is gonna be a string. If you see the documentation, it returns a string. And also in the hero dashboard.dart, we send a string, like here. We most of the time should send a string because it's to don't mess up anything. You can send an integer, but it's not a good idea. And maybe in fact it's a good idea, but I don't know. Just don't do it. So we need to pass this, and then we need to pass it as a parameter here. Also, we need to create this method. So get by ID. What is this method gonna return? This method is gonna return a future of hero. Let's make this async and return heroes dot where first where hero dot id equals to id. Okie dokie. So having this returning a future and everything, we get the hero by id. Some other, I don't know, you can call it by id, you can call it just get one or just get, it's up to you. Whatever name you choose is up to you. So where we pass in the hero details here. So right now it's working. So let's save this one, and as you can okay, so let's save this one and refresh the browser. So goes to narco, and now it shows me the hero details view. You can see here. Okay, so the last step is gonna be whenever I select one of these one, it shows me a little view here, and in that view I'm just go to the heroes view. So let's go that let's do that. Heroes component.html. Okay, so what I need to do is just add that small view to the heroes details hero list, sorry, here. So whenever I select a hero, whenever selected hero is different from null, it's gonna show me this template, this view. And also I'm just gonna show you this pipe, and this pipe is gonna say that it is uppercase to convert this selected hero name to uppercase. And finally, that's it. It should be it. So in the hero details start hero list, what is the hero list over here? So the hero list, we have the selected hero that is selected every time that you click on select. So you click the select element, okay, here. So let's see it working. Heroes, and goes to Mr. Nice, and it shows the view details, and you see this is uppercase. And go to details, and the go to details is not yet implemented, so we're gonna implement it. So how do we implement this? We just need to mostly copy from the dashboard, with a small difference. My hero list from here to here. So selected heroes already selected, so we don't need to pass this hero here. And instead of heroes, it's gonna be selected hero, and router is gonna be from the router. It's gonna be needs to be injected here. So injecting here. So we just inject it, and we just do a router.navigate to the link. And as before, we use the hero detail link from the name, We pass the parameter ID and we convert the ID of hero to a string. Finally, it should work. So let's see it working. Dashboard, heroes, and beauty details, and it works. Something else that we need to add is a small go back button from here. So let's add that button. Hero details component.html. So that button hero details .html here. So we need to add the button here. And we also need this go back function. So go back function, it's gonna be window or enter import a.html and history dot back. So let's see the documentation from this go back, and doesn't have documentation. Basically this function, it go back the URL, change the URL to the previous URL. Most of the browsers already implement this, so we don't need to do anything special. I think that we need to do something different if we use a different location extraction. So by the moment we're gonna use this, doesn't worry too much for the other. And let's see if it works. So click on Narco and then click back, and it works. Go heroes, it's a nice beauty details, go back. It works perfectly. So the final thing that we need to add is basically just styling. After adding styling, everything should look similar to the documentation. Okay, so to add styling, we need to add something here. We need to add the files, the my dashboard.css, new file, my hero details.css, and my hero list already has the CSS but not for the button, and the app component doesn't have any CSS, so we need to add a CSS for that one. My app component CSS. Furthermore, we need to add the to everyone to the app component app component.css. It's gonna be here. I think I need to change the go to settings and also add the tabs tab number, system file, general editor tabs. Let's see, limit to 3. Apply. This is gonna choose me more than 10 tabs from here. I always put something like 30. Okay, so app components dot dart, it's gonna be here or here, whatever. My hero list, my hero list here. So in app component I need to add the CSS, and to add the CSS I just need to add the styles URLs like we did before. It's gonna be app component dot css. Oh, that's bad because this one is for a list. Style response. Oops. So I'm just gonna copy this one and I'm gonna add this to dashboard. I think it doesn't have. No, it doesn't. And it's gonna be instead of component, it's gonna be dashboard.css. So this should be it. So what's gonna be the content for everyone? Most of the time I would like to do it by myself, but it will take too long. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the full code. So for dashboard components, I'm just gonna copy the full code. And explain a little bit. So dashboard, what is dashboard CSS here? So basically what it has, it creates a small grid and a small column for every component, every tag. What is dashboard.html? Okay. So dashboard.css, you see the dashboard, this one has a grid and also a grid path, and every component is gonna have this call 1.4. So basically what it does is create what is dashboard CSS. So it creates a class called grid. What is this? Is this one? And also another grid path and class creates the padding, and also it creates a grid for a width of 25%. So basically it's gonna arrange this in a line, in a single line, divided by 4, 1 of 4. So refreshing this one, let's see what happens. And you have these aligned in a 1 of 4. Now we need to add the style for the dashboard, for the app component, sorry. So what's gonna be the style for app component? So basically what it does is style the H1 and H2 and also style the navigation bar. And in the navigation bar styles a little bit the anchor, and this part in the text color, the text decorations, background color, border radius, and also whenever you hover, it's gonna change the color, and whenever it's visited, it's also change the color. And here is hover, and also whenever this class it's activated, it's set it, it's gonna put this color. So this class, remember that this class is set every time that you get the URL change. Okay, let's see if it works. So it works. Right now it shows me the dashboard and shows me this. Now we need also to add a style for this small view details button from here. So to add that detail, we only need to install the button component. Interesting. Let's see what is the details. What do we have in the hero details CSS? And we don't have anything. Oh, that's weird. Oh, sorry, not the hero. The hero list is the one that we need to edit right now. So we have only the hero list. Hero details. Where is the hero details? Here. So no hero list. Heroes. So we need to add just 2 more CSS to this one. You can later on play with the CSS to look with whatever you want. And here basically what you need is just add the button here and the font family. Doesn't have any general default. I think this is because I'm in Linux. I'm not sure for this one. Okay, so those two is gonna upgrade the style for the button. Okay, oops. So heroes, and the heroes details change. Okay, now we need to the CSS for this one. This is kind of easy, not too much. So adding that one. Hero details CSS. Hero list. So right now you can see that this is using label and input, and also something interesting is that the style from one component doesn't affect the style for another component. This is because the new web component HTML5, I think, stuff that they added with Polymer, but also Angular2 is gonna have that web component stuff. I think this is cool because the styles now are encapsulated and doesn't affect the style for other components. At the same time, it's kind of difficult to handle the variation of these styles, so I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna handle in the future. But for me, I will do it using Sass or using less, whatever of those. Even using stylus, it will work. Maybe in the next tutorial I'm gonna show you how to use stylus instead CSS. Oh, sorry, Sass instead CSS. So I'm just gonna refresh this one. Go to heroes, tornado, and else. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, sure. Do we add the heroes to the hero details.dart? No, we didn't. So we need the styles URLs. My hero details dot css. So let's refresh it now, and this should look like the original, and as you can see now it looks so good. And it works perfectly. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, don't forget to make questions if you have anyone. Thank you.